It is time to get the party started. So we're sitting here trying to grab the 4.3.2 PTU, and as usual, the download from the PTU client is really slow. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into the PU for a few minutes. And get the party started here. All right. So everybody, welcome live. We are on the rocks with AlphaInfinity tonight on this fine Saturday evening. And we're going to play around in the PU for a little bit while the PTU finishes its thing, and then we'll see if we can get things working here. And I'm just getting loaded into Star Citizen here. And let's go ahead and get the proper scene going. All right. And we are on camera tonight, so welcome. And I just want to make sure we get everything tuned for you guys properly, get that mouse sensitivity turned down, and let's also make sure our graphics options are where they're supposed to be. DLSS, upscaling, quality. There we go. So here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to start out the night by, I think we're going to go hit Monox. Or Pyro 1, just to kind of get the party started tonight. And we'll go attack see if we can find a fairly large rock down there on Pyro 1 or Monox. See if we can get our surge modules to behave, or i.e. me to behave. And then we'll head on out. Beautiful. All right. Not getting incredibly great performance in the PTU tonight. I will say that. So let's go ahead and hop into the hangar here. All right. I love how the floor just starts coming up as you enter your hangar. That's always nice. Okay, let's get Mole 2 brought up here. There we go. A little bit better. And let's see what we have on board. Oh, you know what we're missing? We need a couple of severe mining gadgets here. So let's make sure we got everything we need before we head out. Probably a wise idea, don't you guys think? And where do we put all our mining gadgets at? We have to go buy some. That would not be great. There's an Oculus. Stalwart. We don't care about that. If we only had a button that would okay, utility gadgets. Yeah, it looks like we are indeed low on gadgets. So let's leave the mole parked there for just a moment. And we'll run down to the refinery and pick up some stuff. And then we're going to go bust some rocks. See what we can do here. Oofta. Our performance in the elevator just drops. They need to optimize, right? Okay. And we'll just hop down to the shop terminal here. I do not leave home without a beer. Just make sure we have the Ascension backpack selected. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 of those with me. And I'm going to have 1 more Bormax on board as well. Just in case. And I do believe I have all the sustenance. Yeah, I got some cruise luxes, so great. And off we go. And I'm going to get the music turned down for you guys here in just a second. Get all that fixed. Back to the hangar. And let's get this music turned down just a hair. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. And let's confirm we have all our stuff. Yep, we do. And I think I have a container on board already that may have some extra components in case I need them. All right. Yep, there she is. Let's go see what we got on board here. Gotta love that persistence. So we got a couple of surge modules, and that'll be sufficient for now. Let's go try not to blow up a really large rock. I'm looking for specifically a nice quantanium rock tonight, so that's what we're going to hunt for. All right, let's get Monarchs dialed in here. Beautiful. Man, look at that nice gray cat paint. Not bad, huh? You know, the interesting thing is it shows a little bit of wear and tear, but not much. I mean, it's not as much as I thought it would be, honestly. So we'll see what we'll see what we got here. All right. Get that gear up. There we go. And let's go hunt for some rocks. And then hopefully by then, the PTU stuff will be downloaded. You know, I hate how it downloads fast in the beginning, and then as you get towards the end, it's like they throttle the bandwidth on the server side. So the last like gig takes forever. So that's kind of what we're waiting on right now. And then we'll drop into the PTU and we'll get the party started. So anyway, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We're live on the rocks tonight. We are going to go find... I'm looking specifically for a large quantanium rock in the 40 to 50K range. Something big. All right. It's another beautiful night in the universe. And then I figure after we spend a little bit of time looking for a rock down here, we'll pop back over to Terminus or someplace else. and hang up the 4.3.1 and check out 4.3.2 and just make sure everything there is cool. The funny thing about Monox is that you can do a run out to Monox and scoop up a lot of quantanium and then get all the way back to Bloom and still have plenty of time on the Volta cargo timer. So it's not like, it's not like you have to rush, because they gave you 25 minutes and it feels like a long time, especially if you do the initial break and then you check all your fragments, you scan them all first and then scoop what you want. It seems pretty straightforward to get back. So that's kind of where things are at. So here we are on Monox now. Let's Arid Reach is on the wrong side of the planet today, so is that one. OM6. Let's find something in the light. Derelict Outpost, give me something. Last Ditch. OM1. Nothing over here, huh? Well, if we have to, we'll check out Jackson's Swap, head out that direction. If it's dark over there, I'll just hit an orbital marker, maybe at the North Pole, OM1. The interesting thing about this planet, and let me see if I can pull it up, is if you look at which way this planet rotates, right here, it rotates in that direction, which is very interesting. All right, so we're going to turn this puppy around, and we're just going to mine into the sun. But it's another beautiful day out in Pyro. Look at this. You can't beat that. What is it? What is it with being in this SCM mode and not being able to scan? Sometimes, but not all the time, only sometimes. And as you guys know, anything that pops out at 4 kilometers is a no-go. No scanning in nav QT. No scanning in nav SCM. What's up with that? It's like they don't want you flying fast and scanning at the same time. But I was just doing this the other day, so I don't know. You guys let me know in chat. So we'll keep our speed up until we bump into something. It's not like I have a ton of altitude here. We should be seeing some stuff soon. And if I don't see something soon, I'm just going to hit an orbital. I'll hit the orbital marker here. 18,000, really? Or is that 16? Oh, that's 16K. Okay. Anyway, if you're joining the stream, let me know how the stream quality is. Hit that 4K gear icon and make sure you tell me in chat what we're... Okay, so here's our first set for the night. Let's see what we got. Let's see if the universe is being kind to us or not, because honestly... Let's see what we got here. 45K in gold. That's a big rock. But not what we're looking for, my friends. Got to get those skills honed on the more valuable stuff. Let's check out this rock right here. And I really don't like looking at rock. I don't like dealing with rocks on ledges. What's up with that one? move this thing over until we get the right angle here. Nada. All right. Well, forget about those. And that is gems for you rock miners over there, which we don't care about at all. Another beautiful day on Monarch. So look at that. Isn't that nice? 13,000. I don't have a lot of hope on that one either. What is with these things popping up so close to us? Gems. Another one. Looking good. More gems. All right, about 2 more minutes of this, and then we'll pop out to the North Pole at our marker OM1 or... More gems. I'm really not liking this SCM mode thing though, where it doesn't let you scan in all modes. I'm pretty sure I have scan in all modes selected, but let's go check. Game settings, and let's scroll down here. Okay, we gotta be getting close now. Lock ping controls to scanning mode is currently selected to no. And yet here I am trying to hit the scan button and nothing happening. Very interesting. Okay, we bumped into those. These don't look that big though. But I was wrong about that. 72K Laranite rock. That's a big one. Just goes to show. Tungsten 39. Let's see what else we got hanging around out here. $51K Terranite. Normally I'd go ahead and take a crack at that, no pun intended. But tonight I'm looking for something a little bit different. The scans are just coming in slow. 66,000 Terranite rock. What a rock. What a deal. All right, let's see what else we got. Most nights I'd be all over this, but not tonight. 23,000 in gold. Not tonight, my friends. We're after something bigger. Yeah, we're getting smaller. Terranite, I mean, yeah, I would definitely take that one home. But not tonight. Terranite, 57,000. Boom. That is a big one. All right. And that didn't even come back on a scan either, by the way. We just ran into that on accident. And let me hop over. Good. All right. Make sure you hit that gear icon, folks. If you're not watching in 4K, you're not watching. There's a 10, that's and an 11. Really? What is with these popping like this? That is really strange. Okay, we'll check out both. $27K rock. Nah, not interested. No bueno. That sun's going down fast, though. That rotation is quick. You guys know what I'm looking for. I know you do. All right. Let's go check out this return over here. And now things are starting to happen. Let's see what we got here. And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We're live on the rocks out in Pyro. You got it. A 46K gold rock. Not terrible. But I'm looking for something I can go put a Sabir on. And you guys know what that is. Come on, let's get a... Oh my gosh, an 81,000... That's a big one. Laranite, 45K. Like, these are all decent. A Bex Rock at 34. I normally take that one too. Let's poke that one. Yeah, that's just gems. Okay. Let's see what we got out here. 1730. And there's a nice picture for you guys. Look at that. Gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to miss my... What is all this? What is this? Look at all these. Those are gems right there, but these guys, this one over here is not. What is this lone shell deposit doing out here all by its lonesome? I'm just curious. Let's go check these out real quick. Another 50K rock. Tell you what, Monarchs never disappoints. Well, not going to say never. Sometimes it does. All right. If you want to hunt for big rocks, this is a place to be for sure. They're here. $72,000 laranite rock. I'd say if you're part of a mining org, this is probably not a bad place to be, or if you have some buddies. All right, let's get back into the right mode here. 13,000. Okay, it's getting dark. Let's get back into orbit. Find a different place here. Rat's nest. Come on, give me an OM. Pyro. Bloom. Terminus. Oh, there's... I just love it when those disappear like that. There we go. There's one right there. Sure, we'll hit OM4. One of the equatorial outer markers, or orbital markers as they like to say. Okay. Let's see if Arid's Reach is on the daylight side of the planet here. If not, then we'll find someplace else. And off we go. Yeah. Nope. Not looking good. All right. Where is that one? That one's close. That one's going to be obstructed. Looks as good as any right there. Yang's place. Let's check it out. Getting close. That's another way to do it. And off we go to Slow Burn Depot. Now, isn't that interesting? All of a sudden, beautiful day out here on Monox. All right, we're going to overfly the depot here. I generally don't like mining around those places. Look at that, 138 frames a second on the RTX. Not bad. 144. And that is with photo level clouds on. So. There we go. We got a little friction going into the atmosphere here. Good. And we'll pitch up a little bit and slow our descent down just a bit. Keep that speed up. Beautiful clouds. Loving it. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a couple of scans out and see what we can see here. 14K, probably not. $1,800, definitely not. The scanning is just so weird in the PU tonight. Really strange. All right. There we go. That looks a little better. 21,840, not bad. We'll go check that out. That's enough to get my attention. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's get the party started on the scan here and see what we can see. 22K, Brock. Not bad. This one's bigger. At least it looks bigger. 24. Well, not much. A little bit. I want to look at this one right here. That is a 60K Bexlite rock. That's a big one. That's another big one right there. Terranite, 12. Nothing to get excited about. And that's a 40K rock right there. Let's see what else we got. All right, let's keep on trucking. Nice size, but I'm looking for something a little different tonight, as all of you know. $10,800. Not too excited about that one. Let's get all that out reallocated to engines. There we go. Just because we happen to be flying by, we'll check it out. $48,000 in copper. Interesting. What do we have down here? This is a small one. We'll check out this one right here. $30K gold rock, not bad. It's not worth complaining about. But we're not looking for that tonight. We're not looking for Bex. We're not looking for Laranite. We are not looking for Terranite, gold. We're not looking for any of those. We, my friends, are looking for quantanium tonight. And not just any quantanium. I need a bigger rock. We need to feast. Or at least attempt it. I'd like to find one in the 40 to 60,000 range. See if we can practice our surge skills on that with the Helix. So I'm running a triple surge setup on the Helix mining head tonight. So on the front mining head, we have the Riger C3s, which are great for most things in the 20 to 30 range. Maybe a little bit above 30 on some things, depending on resistance, but overall. But if you want to crack those 40, 50, 60K rocks, you got to have the triple surge Helix setup, and it's not pretty. It just isn't. Okay, we got some gems right there mixed in with this, which probably gave me a little bit of a false return. I might have been catfished by this deposit. We'll see. Yeah, 18 in tungsten. And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We're on the rocks. Yeah, this is very small. We found some big rocks tonight, but not anything I want to spend time on. Yeah, this is a small. And I'm pretty sure this is yeah, that's another one. Gems. So we'll just point back and we'll nose into the sun here and keep on scanning. And our PTU download should be done by now, so I'm going to pop out. But not before I check these out. So we got an 18.5, and that's interesting. What a mix. So if we're going by the old mining tables, then we have about a 5% chance on Monox. If that's still accurate, who knows? One thing I do like about this part of Monox, most of it's flat. Most of the stuff that we're finding is flat anyway. Yeah, that's a very small rock right there. Looks like we're going to skip this whole thing and go check out what's going on. 2.6K. Yeah. Let's go look over here. Here's some more. Yeah, we'll scan these left to right. Looks like there's some bigger ones in here. Let's find out. Copper, that's a 19K. This one, though, is going to be a big one right here. What is this? What do we have here? Whatever it is, it's big. 42,000 Terranite rock. That's a nice rock. Not having any problems finding the big ones tonight. Just not exactly what I'm looking for. All right, one more chance. What do we have over here at 4.3? Gems. More gems. All right, let's nose back into the sun. I always use that as a point of reference. Then we'll set down and bed log it. We'll check out this one last 15,600 return. See how many of them there are. Couple. There's a 15.6 and a 15.360. Huh. want something to put a Sabir on. Something. What do we got? $56,000 Terranite. Wow. What is this? $40K copper rock. $22 on the Laranite. What else do we have here? $29 on the Bex. Like I said, plenty to mine. More Terranite. What else we got here? What just popped up 8.5 out? Nothing. All right, let's go check out what we got over here. 20,000, 20, and a 15,000. So we'll hit the 15 on the way to the 20. How about that? $18. Well, it's a 13. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Something bigger than a 13K deposit. So that's a 13K. We're going to skip it. I know you guys think I'm crazy. 25. We have another one over here that we're going to go check out. And a 15. So we have 56 SCUs total, 30% of that quantanium, and then on this guy right here we have 5193 and 24%. So, yeah. If it were any other night, but what I'm really looking for, there it is. That's what I'm looking for, right over there. Let's go look at that. If this doesn't work out, we'll set her down right here and hop into the PTU here. $44K on the Bexelite. It's a nice rock. What else we got? 21 on the Terranite. That's a nice one. Not bad. Not terrible. 26 on the gold. Sure, we're not leaving any still around here. Just might as well get them all. $39. That's a big one. Pretty big. 36 in Terranite. $20. Yeah, not a bad find right here. Some tier 1, some tier 2. All right, let's go ahead and park. And let's go see if the PTU is accessible. Interesting thing about bed logging is they kind of screwed things up here. So now you got to sit. Oh, maybe they fixed it. Let's try it on the other side here, and then I'll try laying down. Usually if you don't see any dots, that's not a good sign. All right, let's see if we can figure out how. There it was, right there. That's our huckleberry. All right, let's see if we can get into the PTU. Last time I tried, I had a problem. There was a game file integrity issue, so hopefully it'll cooperate this time. Let's find out. Come on, PTU. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's make this happen. So I think what we're going to do is we're not going to select Obituary as our spawn location. Instead, we're going to do Checkmate. The bad news on that is that we're going to have to go grab some stuff first, but that's okay. All right, let's get this thing loaded up here. I'll get that QR code turned off. Don't worry. I'm irritated by it as well. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess because I deleted some previous files. Sometimes when I think the faces are looking better, then they're not. All right. Let's fix this whole situation. Maybe blue. Sure, why not? What's going on with the facial hair? There we go. Sure, why not? Okay. And we'll do Pyro, and we will do Checkmate. And we'll select USA. And now, my friends, we are in the 4.3.2 PTU. So here we go. And we'll get the QR code turned off, get the music terminated. Come on, come on. And I'm going to kill the video cam here for a few minutes. Just to get things refactored here. It is taking its sweet time getting in though, isn't it? Wow. What's up with that? Okay, let's see what kind of situation we have here. All right, so let's go ahead and just grab a mole. And let's go into the ship configurator here, because I'm pretty sure I have nothing. Utility. Yeah, not a thing. Not a single thing. All right. Interestingly enough, I do have, but those are on other ships, so nothing free. Okay. So I think we're going to go with the Pyrotechnic tonight. Actually, how about the Shubin? All right, let's get this one stored. And while we're waiting on that, let's get into some armor here. And let me fix some things. Audio, music volume, kill that. Controls, turn that mouse smoothing up. Game settings, graphics actually first. Upscaling, quality, DLSS, everything on high. Very high, if possible. Field of view, let's push that out to 108. Motion blur, heck no. Film grain, sure. Session QR code, no. Chromatic aberration, please. Sharpening, yes. Okay. I'm just curious. Oh, look at that. There's my Argo Atlas. Little figurine. Okay, whatever. Take a look at our armor setup here. That is a pretty cool suit. The Pembroke. We may throw that on tonight. But I wanted to see, you know, I acquired some armor in the last version before they rolled out this update, and it is missing. And I want to see if it's around real quick. So we got lots of cool armor, but what I'm looking for specifically is that, but a different version of that. And nope, it does not look like it made it. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Did any containers make it? Nope. They say it's a persistent universe, but it sure doesn't seem like it. All right. All right. In terms of armor, I think what we're going to do tonight is let's get into the little bit darker version. That one right there. There we go. We'll take the backpack too. Why not? And of course we lost everything. All right. No mining heads, no nothing. Okay. Let's go ahead and get since we are in 4.3.2 tonight, let's go ahead and get our mole called up here. We'll take Argo Mole 2. And fear not, we're gonna make a run through the gateway real quick. We'll head out to the Stanton side of things, get our mole all outfitted the way we want to, at least mostly the way we want to, and then we'll go from there. Make sure you hit that gear icon so that you're watching in 4K, because I'm streaming in 4K. And then after we get everything outfitted properly here, we shall head on back to Monox and see if we can find a rock that is worthy of our time and attention. There she is. All right. And here we are. We are in the 4.3.2 PTU, testing things out. Let's get chat turned off here. Hey, you know, I hate to say it, but I'm just not in love with that paint. Let's send it back down and switch it out. I'd rather fly around in something that looks good. I actually like the gray cat a lot better than that one. Okay. Back down into the hangar you go. And while that one's going down, we'll outfit the other one. All right, vehicles, and let's do Argo Mole 1. There we go. And what paint shall we go with? That one's beautiful, gorgeous. Love Struck is all bugged out, or at least it was last time I used it. The windshield would get all gummed up and you could never... So I think what we'll do is we'll go with the Pyrotechnic. And then we're going to hop out to the Stanton Gateway and grab everything, because for some reason you can't get everything in Pyro that you got to get, so you got to haul everything out. Oop, I hit the wrong button. Let's try that again. Cool looking suit. And for those that are on, let me know how the stream quality is. Is the music driving you crazy? Too loud? Everything good? There we go. That's the paint I like right there. Very nice. Okay. We're definitely going to break some rocks tonight, but I'm being a little picky. Being a little bit more picky than usual. So when we get up to the refinery, we shall make sure we get our mining gadgets. We'll get everything all lined up. I'm going to wish I had a Chimera here in just a minute. All right. That's a little bit of a graphical glitch right there. Very strange. Look at this stuff swirling around. Really weird. All right. Beautiful paint job, though. Almost looked like there were sparks jumping off of it. All right. Very strange. All right, off we go. And for those who are not familiar with this one's in, you don't see this one until you get close, this station. Make sure we're not obstructed here. There we go. All right. And we are en route. Really digging the paint, though. The pyrotechnic. Really cool. Yeah, we're just chilling in the verse tonight. In the 432 PTU. We're going to see what kind of changes they've made, if anything impacts mining, really. And while we're en route, let me get into C-Stone here on my other machine, and let's find out what we can find out. So... Cousin Crows, Crew L1, Platinum Bay. All right. I think we are going to go ahead and switch out this quantum drive because this thing is just painfully slow. I mean, you can't be rolling around Pyro on a C-class drive. No way, no how. It's just not cool. It's not cool at all. Hey, Mr. Smith, welcome to the stream, my man. The 13900K is a good processor. Looks like your RAM is good. I'm running 64 on this one. PSU's good. AIO's perfect. I mean, if you look in the top right-hand corner of my screen right now, you can see my stats. And you can see that at 4K, which is what I'm running at right now, the CPU is really not the limiting factor. So whatever resolution you run at, if it's in 1080 or 1440, you know, maybe it's the CPU that's overtaxed. But if you're running at 4K, it probably isn't. At that point in time, it's probably your graphics card. So if I had that set up today, I would either... Depending on what you can afford, I would go with a 4090 or a 5090, you know? And I'll show you what options we have enabled here. So we're running 3840 by 2160 quality, DLSS. Everything is maxed out, including Planning volumetric clouds. So, but even in Pyro, this machine will, sometimes it'll hurt. But like I said, system stats are in the top right-hand corner where my mouse is right here. So just keep an eye on that. I'm running a 360 AIO on this as well, and pushing about 350 liters per hour through the loop. And looks like right now it's staying at about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'd say that the machine is in pretty good shape here. All right, so we are not actually going to go to the station. We're going to go ahead and head straight on out. And I'm just going to get our shields up here for just a moment, just to course correct. But anyway, Mr. Smith, that's a good question. And thanks for watching. Appreciate having you on the stream tonight. But even here, if you can see, we're pushing 45 FPS, which is, you know. But the GPU is only at 33%. So some things in Star Citizen are Star Citizen related, and they need optimization, and some things are GPU and CPU. So you just got to kind of watch your stats, and if you're running at a lower resolution, you're probably going to be CPU limited. If you're running at a higher resolution like I am, you're going to be GPU limited. But in some cases like this right here, this is just Star Citizen. Because my GPU is not working and my CPU is not working. Not really. Why is half my screen missing? Like I have no radar. Why is that? All right, so we're going to run the mole maybe sometime today if the jump point will... There we go. We're going to run the mole through the jump point here and see what we can see. Mr. Smith, I actually upgraded from a 13900K to the 9950X 3D. And when I was running a 4090 on a setup very similar to yours, and it performed really nicely. So if you're running at 4K, I would focus on the card, and if you're not, I'd focus on the CPU. That's really the only advice I can give you on that one. But I think what I have right now would be considered top tier hardware, and as you can see, I'm not pushing 150 FPS going through the jump point here, you know? I mean, my machine is... It's not struggling, but it's not being utilized fully either. You know, like I said, some of that just comes down to optimization, and I'm sure they're going to work on that. You know, in the 1.0 roadmap, they did say that they're really looking into the performance side of the graphics engine, and trying to squeeze more performance out. But I don't run into too many places that are not playable with this setup. I haven't actually run into anywhere that's not playable. You know, everything looks really good. All right, here we are. We're through the wormhole here, and there's the Pyro Gateway. That's where we're headed next. So I'm going to go ahead and accelerate because I don't like standing still for somebody to ram into me. And here we go. All right, let's go ahead and get a hangar called up here, and what we'll do from there is we'll get the mole stored. We'll get some parts purchased. I'm going to hit the refinery deck first, and then I'll hit the cargo deck second so we can get a 1 SCU or a small container. It's so funny being back in the monitor portion of space now. That's funny. All right. Storage space assigned, huh? Okay. Well, let's take a little look-see and see where there we go. I figured it was over here. I don't spend too much time on the Stanton jump point. But unfortunately, because you can't buy everything in Pyro, you got to come here. And since I just started in the PTU tonight, I didn't have time to pre-stage everything, unfortunately. So that's why we're out here now. Yeah, we're going to try not to die, run into anything here. All right. And there's our hangar. We got the landing gear down, right? Yep, sure. All right. I got to get that advanced HUD enabled. It drives me crazy. All right, here we are. So let's go ahead and then after we're done here, we're going to pop over to Crew L1. Grab a Hamero real quick, and then we'll be back on our way to Pyro. We'll go break some rocks. There we go. Got a little wear and tear on the new paint. Just a little bit. I'm not cool enough to have a lot. Not yet. Okay, so let's get the mole stored. We'll buy basic stuff here, and then we'll head over to... we got to get this... we absolutely must get this quantum drive switched out. One of the things I really appreciate about being in Pyro is that you don't have to sit there and go through 4 elevators to get what you need. You know, when you get back to your hangar at Checkmate or Obituary or wherever it may be, you can go directly to the refinery. You can go directly to the cargo deck. You don't have to go out to the lobby, then go find another set of elevators and then do what you got to do. You know, everything's... Little things like that really speed up the velocity of your economy when you're mining. Little teeny things like that. All right. So here we are. Let me just make sure our ship is stored like it should. Okay, there she is. She's stored. Okay, let's go ahead and move on out to the refinery deck next. And then we'll hit the cargo center. And just for grins, we may hit the Galleria and hit Platinum Bay while we're here. Yeah, the crazy thing, Mr. Smith, is that the graphics card's probably going to cost you more than all the other stuff combined. You know, that's how crazy the world is now. Okay, so what we're looking for here is a couple of mining heads, mining modules. So let's start out on utility. And let's start out with the modules first. There's the surge. Buy 10 of those. Because they're probably going to send out a new version tomorrow. And do they have the focus? Lifeline? No. Not really looking for major... The torpid's good, and it was actually in my recommendations. The only thing is, right here, is this shatter damage, plus 40%. So, that's not a winner. Oh, there's a focus right there. Optimal charge window size. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I don't suppose they'd have some Rigers here, would they? Yes, they do. Okay, we're going to need 10 of those. And then I'm going to take a couple of focus modules. Buy 5 of those. And let's do... We got our Riger C3s. I think that's pretty much it on that side. Now let's go to laser heads. Ah, fantastic. So we'll do a Hofstede for our mold today. And it looks like it was wrong about the Helix 2. There's a Helix 1 here, but not a 2. I wonder if we can get one at Crew L1. Let's find out. So we can go to Bloom. It says Pyro, Stanton Jump Point, Stanton Gateway, Refinery Services, Mining Support Center, Refinery Shop. It says we can buy it here. Did I miss it? Nope, I did not. So C-Stone is a little bit incorrect here. Not updated for the PTU at least. But the good news is we can get it at Crew L1, so we'll roll with that. And then I'm going to buy some mining gadgets while I'm here. We'll go ahead and get the utilities and gadgets. And I'm going to buy a couple of Optimaxes. Actually, scratch that. We're going to buy 3 Bormaxes. Because like I said, this thing will probably reset tomorrow. And then we're going to buy 2, 3, 4 Sabirs. That's all going in my backpack. And then since we're here already, go ahead and get a couple of Cruise Luxes too. Nope, can't buy those here. You have to buy them on the refinery deck, I guess. Nope, right here. Perfect. Anyway, that's why I roll around with a Pembroke backpack. So we can carry all that stuff. All right. Now let's run down to the refinery shop real quick. And we'll pick up a max lift tractor beam and a container that we can put all our modules in. And while we're here, let's make sure if we go to vehicles, Argo Mole. All right, let's go to utility. And I never put the Hofstede in slot 1. I'll put it in slot 2 to start the day. We'll stick a focus. Actually, I'm going to put a bunch of these on here. Just so I don't have to carry all these in a container. And we'll get the surges. Okay, we'll just hit save on that for now. Okay. And off to the cargo center, then the Galleria, and then finally Crew L1. And then we can tell Stanton to take a hike, and we'll head back to Pyro where the real money is. Head off to Monox and see if we can find some big rocks. Okay. Oh, screwed that up, didn't I? So what we'll do is run over to cargo services here. This is where we'll buy our max lift tractor beam. There we go. Throw that in the backpack too. Why not? It's interesting to get the Novikov here now. But I think the Pembroke is only available at Grim Hex. But if I'm wrong, somebody say something in chat. Let me know. Okay, so for containers, what do we have here? We'll buy one of those to put some of our modules in. So we got the tractor beam, we got the container, and I think we're done here. So let's roll on out to the Galleria. I just want to make sure we're not missing any tier 1 components while we're here. You know, I'd prefer not to have to come back. He looks like he's having a personal problem. All right. Galleria. And then before we start mining tonight, I'm going to get one of these keys modified. Okay, let's see if we can find Platinum Bay real quick. And I forgot exactly where it is on this station, but it looks like it's right over here. And I just want to hit the component side of the equation to make sure that we don't have any tier or class A, let's see, systems. Rampart, we'll buy 2 of those for shield generators. I thought there might be something here. Cool. We'll buy a couple of those. It's all PTU money, guys. Don't worry. And a Lotus. Very interesting. Sonic. Let me just make sure they don't have any quantum drives. Maybe if that's a B instead of a bolt. Well, we still have to go out. But maybe that'll get us there a little faster and then we'll dump it. All right. Like I said, it's all PTU money anyway. All right. So what's going to happen is I need to unequip that first. We'll equip that. Then we'll come back in and we'll equip that. Oh, and these are great. Okay, so that's why. These are size 3s. I forgot. Let's make sure they don't have any size 3 shield generators here. Yeah, it's a D. There's a B. Probably be fine with that. Okay. I doubt they're going to have the shield generator I really want where we're headed, so might as well just pick it up now while we can. Quantum drive's empty. Wasn't that interesting? To be. Why did that happen? I wonder. Gotta love the PTU. And there's my bolt all of a sudden. Weird. And there's my shield generators. PTU's not running on all cylinders tonight. Okay. Let's make sure our propulsion is there. It is. Okay, so we have a few systems upgraded here. We weren't able to do the coolers. We should be able to. What size are these things? Size 3 coolers. Didn't we have some coolers here? I'm sure we did. Nope, size 2As. Okay. Well, sucks to be me. It's all right, not mission critical anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get the heck out of here. We'll head out to Crew L1 and get our mission critical stuff wrapped up. Unfortunately, C-Stone is not updated for the PTU, so I'm sure it's correct in the PU, but we are not able to buy a Helix 2 here, and I need 2 of those mining heads. So we'll load up our container with our mining modules, and while I'm here, I might as well stop in here and hit the pharmacy real quick and grab a Paramed. Like to have one of those on board for sure. Great. All right, let's check our inventory here. Nice. Okay. Things are looking up now. And off to the hangar we go. And before we do that, let's get our music back on here. There we go. Get some music going. All right. Off to the hangar, out to Crow 1. And here I was in pyro mode, thinking I could just climb into the elevator and head straight to my hangar. All right, let's get our Argo Mole called up here. We have a little bit faster quantum drive. Not a lot faster, but a little bit. And so that should shorten our trip a little bit. And guys, let me know how the stream quality is tonight. Let me know if you can hear my voice okay, if everything's good. Oh, I love it when that happens. Give me a break. Let's go ahead and store that again so it doesn't blow up on me. Look at that, I have to claim everything. Wow, and it just like that. The joys of the PTU. Don't you just love it? Okay, before we take off, let's do one last thing. So, where is my container at? There it is. Let's go ahead and get some of this stuff moved down. I need surge modules more than anything. I need 3 Ryger C3s at least. One focus. And then I'm going to load up as many surge modules as I can. Look at that pimp. Look at that backpack. Pretty sweet, huh? All right. Can we get it all? Look at that. Not bad. Let's move our cruise locks down into that compartment. Okay. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our container. And we'll just take a little side trip over to Crew L1. While we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and get the elevator called on the mole here. And for those who are not used to moving cargo boxes on the mole, here you go. Get a little crash course. I'm pretty sure that the store all... This is the only one. You might be able to get a slightly bigger one up there. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can go one more size up. And technically I could just, yeah, you can get one size up from this, and then you just throw it over there and call it a day. All right. Oops. Let's get that elevator called back down again. All right, and if you're just joining us, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We're on the rocks in Pyro, or we will be soon, in the 432 PTU. All right, let's go ahead and get everything plugged in here. Little short John out that direction. And comms is not working. There we go. Had to do that manually instead of using Alt-N for some reason. And look at that beautiful pyrotechnic paint. Pretty sweet, I have to admit. And let's get all that power allocated somewhere else. We're not doing any bounty hunting with the mole tonight. And let's see what our acceleration profile looks like here. It's looking a little bit better with this one, but still not as good as the Hemera. We used to be able to put a VK00 on some of our ships, the military grade, that was really fast. Not great range, but but velocity was really good in quantum on that drive, and now I guess you have to go find them someplace. Really cool paint though. Look at that. So we're headed out to Crew L1 for two reasons. One, because that's where Seastone says we can buy a Helix 2. I guess we'll find out. And we also need a better quantum drive. And then we're going to go hunt for some really big rocks. I'm really trying to find something in the 40 to 60K range on mass. Quantanium only. If you guys saw the YouTube shorts I put on my my channel at AlphaInfinity Tech, you'll notice that I blew up one of them. That rock was probably in the 800K range with the two combined elements, materials. So looking for another one tonight, and we're going to be running the triple surge setup on one Helix 2. We'll put that one on the starboard side, and then in the front we're running the triple Riger, which is good. Pretty much, if you can get the resistance down below 12%, you can crack most things below 30K with that mining head. And then the mighty Hofstede S2 with a focus and maybe a focus and a torpid, I don't know. I gotta say, this drive's not bad though. We got here pretty quickly, so. All right, let's do a quick acceleration. Looks like we got some scavenging going on out here. Now, somebody want to tell me why I can scan in this SCM mode in space? But not on the planet? Come on. All right.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Let's get our hangar. There we go. We'll decel by getting into the different SCM mode here, and then we'll head on down. And it's another beautiful day out in the verse, folks. Look at that. Gorgeous. The different environments, the lighting, just, you know, everything. All right. We'll get the gear down here, get the mole stored, get the mission critical items going, and then we'll be on our way. Yeah, I don't think I asked the doc there, but whatever. All right, so I need 2 Helix 2s. Might as well refill on some gas while we're at it. There's our nice little store all down there with our modules. I don't think you can buy surges here, but we'll find out. That'd be too easy if you could buy surges and a Helix all in the same place at the same time. Get a little bit more wear and tear on that paint, huh? Okay. And for those that are wondering, we are running a 9950X3D. Absolute beast of a processor. Probably could have pulled the same performance out of a 9800 X3D, but I'll always buy more threads if I can afford them. And then we're running the RTX 5090. Now, as you can see in the stats up here in the right-hand corner, the card's not really working that much. It will, though, when we get out to Pyro. All right, we're going to hit the refinery first. I want to make sure my mining head is here. I'm going to be really frustrated if it isn't. I really don't want to have to go all the way out to ArcCorp or someplace else to buy that mining head. I'd rather just get it over with, get it done, and it's time to go break some rocks. So let's... Looks like we might be in luck. Let's find out. There she is. That's what we're looking for right there. Okay. And I wonder. Let's see if we have... Nope, no surge modules though. So let's go ahead and get those placed on the... Oh, did I not store my ship? Apparently not. All right, we'll take care of that when we get back upstairs. And let's head up to Platinum Bay real quick and go pick out our... Actually, before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and store the ship anyway. Can't believe I didn't store it. That way I don't get a parking violation. All right, let's just run over here and take care of this real quick. I gotta turn off those tooltips. All right, there we go. Now that we've taken care of some administrative duties, let's head up to the Galleria, make sure we get the drive we want, and then we'll get the heck out of Dodge. Run back through the gateway, and then off to Monarchs. All right. And I forgot where Platinum Bay was here, so I guess we'll go hunt it up. Probably not that direction. I'm guessing upstairs somewhere. But I'll go check over here just to make sure. Yeah, we're going to be upstairs. Maybe. Yep, there we go. Okay, so just to make sure, let's go ahead and make sure our vehicle is, we can modify it here. Look at that. All right. And on propulsion systems, so there she is. Just buy one. And then what else do we need? Since we're here, let's make sure we don't miss anything else. I don't suppose they would have some... Okay, so we got grade C. The power plants don't bother me. We got 3B civilian shield generators. Let's see if they have any good size 3 components here. Yep. Okay, nothing there. Coolers. Nada. I didn't think so. And power. Nope, nothing there either. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that. So once again, whenever we're changing them, I'm sure most of you know this, but whenever you change out a quantum drive, you got to unequip your jump first. And then re-equip it. And then for slot 1, let's get that mining laser put on there. And slot 3. And where are these in use at exactly? We'll head back to the bay and try and figure that out, because I know that those should be back in inventory by now. Okay. All right, we have our drive. We have our mining heads. And we have our mining modules and gadgets. So now we are ready to roll. Yeah, let's check on those mining modules. That bothers me. Okay, so there's the focus and the focus. There we go. Now those are available. And all the surges are in. So that way we're not leaving anything on the table here. Okay, that's looking much better. A little bit of lag here on the all right, back through the jump. Back through the gateway we go. And it is finally time to crack some rocks in the PTU here. And I'm going to check local inventory one more time just to make sure I'm not... We don't care about that, we don't care about that, and we don't care about that. All right. So I think, in the interest of time, so that we can head directly to Monox, I'm going to go ahead and throw just double check that. Well, I was going to throw them on, but I think what we'll do is we'll stop it. Checkmate first. All right, get those in inventory just in case we blow something up. All right, a little short trip out to the Pyro Gateway here. There used to be an animation with the drive configuration changing on the back here, but now it's just like that right there. But now when you put the landing gear up sometimes, there we go. I'm gonna say. And off we go. So we'll take a quick trip through the jump gate here. Drop off some modules. Oh, I love it when this happens. Okay, let's take that down to 2. And off to Pyro Gateway we go. So the good news is, I guess technically you don't have to. The only reason I bought so many surge modules is so if I wanted to drop them on my second mole out there, I could. But since I have to go all the way out to Crew L1 anyway to get the Helix 2, because it's not available at the Pyro Gateway here in Stanton anymore, even though Seastone is saying it is. It's always good to have a couple of extra surge modules on hand. So what I'll do is I'll drop that container off at Checkmate, and then we'll hit Monox. And if you're just joining us, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We're live in the 4.3.2 PTU tonight, and we're about to go break some rocks. So, and look at that Chimera, she's spinning up. And we're in the RSI exploration suit. I believe this is the graphite version. So, decent suit for heat. Decent suit for cold. Not great for cold. I think the Novikov is better for the cold than the exploration suit, but I could be wrong. But it doesn't matter whether you're in the PU, the PTU. If you're in the Star Citizen universe tonight, it's a good night. And for those that are watching, if you guys don't mind giving me a thumbs up on a stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you would consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content. Okay, let's see. I am not seeing. I know I re-equipped my jump drive, but I'm not seeing the jump point. Oh, here we go. Maybe I am. Yep, there they are. I was going to say, I know I re-equipped my jump drive. So we're going to hightail it back to the wormhole here. That's a big rock. And let's make sure that predictive flight indicator is right where we want it to be. Nothing out here but defense stuff today, huh? What is that right there? Nope, there's somebody. An Idris. Isn't that cool? All right, let's get everything calibrated and get back through the wormhole here. And off we go. I was flying the Raft the other day, and I have to say, the Raft flies like a bus. That thing is It seems like they've really nerfed the flight characteristics on it. It should be just as maneuverable, if not more than the Mole, you know? But that's just my opinion. But I was doing some Red Wind line haul missions out here in Pyro, and I hated flying the raft so much that I just decided that I was going to take the income hit rather than deal with the bad flight characteristics. So I'm hoping that they fix that, but I just didn't like the way it flew at all. Like, the Mole seems incredibly agile in comparison to the raft. So same company, same manufacturer. Man, you can do like 7 or 8 of those Red Wind line haul missions all at once if you're picking up and dropping off at the same place, and make a ton of money doing those. Anyway, got a YouTube video up on that one if you want to see it. But I'm using the Zeus, the Mark II in that one. All right. Let's get our shields up while we're calculating our destination here and get some velocity going. Like I said, Mr. Smith, that FPS slows down out here in Pyro, even on the RTX 5090. Okay, a little short drawn out to Checkmate to drop off our box, and then we're off to Monox. And off we go. By the way, I have a question for you guys. Is seeing me on camera important at all? Do you guys prefer seeing the content creator on camera when he's doing a live stream, or do you prefer you want to see more screen real estate of the actual game? Let me know in chat. Or in the comments section. Either way. I'm just curious. All right, so we're about 30 out. Is that Giga Millions? I think so. 30 Giga Millions out from Checkmate, where we shall drop off our box, get it in storage, and configure our mole exactly the way I want it. And then off to Monox. Or Pyro 1. It's up to you guys. Let me know which one you'd rather see, Pyro 1 or Monox. They're both in the same part of the universe, so... And I used to be a huge fan of doing the Obituary to Bloom mining run. Really short, really easy, really nice. But I'm actually liking the Monox to Checkmate even more. So it seems like payouts are a little better there. And if you're watching, make sure you hit that gear icon for 4K on the stream, please. 2160 at 60 frames a second. And since we're in flight here, I'm just going to make sure I'm at 23.5 where I'm supposed to be for YouTube. And we are pretty much at Checkmate. All right. That Himera makes just flying across the universe so nice and easy. Fast. And for those who have not flown into Checkmate, here we are. So just throw a quick ping out there real quick, and there she is, kind of hidden. And I like to come in at high velocity. I really don't like messing around out here. And probably not a great idea to come in as a slow moving target. And then, so all of a sudden we'll come through the layer here of whatever that is, and there she is. All right. All that debris flying around out there. And let's get oriented properly for the hangar here, wherever it may be. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is home base, so this is an extra large. So we're coming in and we're doing a vertical here. Very nice. Okay, we are home. I haven't had time to put any of my furniture out because you guys were on the stream with me when we finally got into the PTU here. Took forever to download the client. Look at all that debris flying around. All right. Let's go ahead and get our little store all box into inventory here. Mr. Smith, thank you for subscribing, man. Greatly appreciated. Okay. Let's run over and get this on a cargo elevator. But appreciate the subscription. You guys are too kind. Okay, we got it attached to the cargo grid. We do, right? Yes. All right. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll get that box emptied out into inventory. By the way, in case you're interested, every time I shoot my videos, my performance stats are in the top right-hand corner. So that way you guys know exactly what the machine's doing. What is that? What is that? And I'm not doing anything crazy. No NVIDIA smooth frames, no DLSS 4, none of that stuff. This is all stock driver, not beta. And when I do my machine, I don't overclock at all. So I used to do all that stuff, and now I don't anymore. All right, where is my new container at, and why am I not seeing it? It's taken forever. There it is. Okay. So we're gonna get all these out of the container so that when we configure our ship, we can mount them. So we'll get all these out. And we already have cruise lux on board. So we have everything we need there. We got a paramed device and we have a max life tractor beam. So we have all the stuff, the criticals that are needed. And we have our mining gadgets. Though I am going to drop a few of those off in inventory here real quick. I remember we used to have to use a script when we were moving a ton of stuff because it was taking so long. All right. So I normally carry one Sabir, maybe two, and one Bormax. All right, we got two Sabirs, one Bormax. So the Bormax is only really useful for me if I want to, if there's a large fragment of, say, quantanium or Stellaron or something else, and we want to increase the cluster modifier as much as we can. Okay, back to our vehicle. Now let's go ahead and configure our mole, finally. Let's make sure. Yep, that's our pyrotechnic. Okay, so on turrets 2, we got a focus. And I'm gonna stick a Ryger on there because with the focus, you lose, I believe you lose mining laser power, but let me make sure. Yeah, it goes down to 85%. So I'm just throwing a Ryger on there to offset that loss. On my Helix 2, I don't want to run the C3s on this one. On this particular slot, I would rather run the surges. So we're going to run 3 surge modules on this one. Now on slot 1, which is on the front of the mole, I do want to run the C3s. So we're running 3 Ryger C3s on slot 1 with the Helix 2. We're running 3 surges on slot 3 with the Helix 2. And then the Hofstede is for the sub brakes, right? So we're going to do the main fracture with the two big boy lasers right here, depending on the situation. If we're on slot 3 for some reason where I'm having to use the 3 surge modules, that means I've already planted a Sabir on the rock to get that resistance down, and it's a big one. Okay, and then for the sub brakes, we're using the awesome Hofstede, nice power curve, really predictable, and we're throwing a Ryger and a C3 on it for now. C3 to offset the loss from the Ryger, or sorry, the focus module. But there are so many different configurations you can run. I'm just trying out a bunch of different things to figure out what works best for me. Okay. Yeah, just double checking that inventory one more time. And did we call up the right mole here, or did we call up the wrong one? That is the wrong mole. Maybe. Yeah, wrong one. Let's get 2 stored and 1 back, and then we're off to Monox. Sorry guys, getting late. So we're all suited up, we're all configured correctly, and now we're just waiting on our mole. I'll be right back with you guys in just 1 minute. Okay, off we go. I'm back. So let's go take a look and see what this configuration will do for us. And sustenance wise, 74.96. We're not doing too bad. We can address that later. All right, let's get Monox plugged in. I think we're going to hit Monox first. Been finding some really big rocks out that way lately. All right, no need to allocate power to the weapons. And it looks like we're going to be headed towards. We'll take that. All right. Yeah, we'll throw a ping out there just to make sure we're not going to run into any asteroids. And bye-bye to checkmate. And a short little trip out to Monox. Now, and let's do some mining. Let's see what we can find here. And there she is. Look at that beautiful moneymaker right there. All right. Hey, let's get our radar range pushed out to max here, just to be cautious. We'll let the Chimera cool down there. And I'm gonna stop short. And then we're going to head straight south here. So. Let's see what Monox is going to do for us. We'll get our velocity up and head straight on in. There's some of those photo clouds for you guys. Getting a little bit of friction in the atmosphere. And there it is. Let me scan in this SCM mode. I don't understand. All right. And let's slow our descent down so we don't crash into the surface here. And what a beautiful day on Monarchs. Look at those colors. And the sun's directly above our head. That's great. All right. Get our scan angle. Make sure we have that adjusted out properly. It's windy out here. All right. Gems. I love those that pop up like that. More gems. There we go. Let's go take a look. All right, what do we got here? What is it going to be? Monox and Pyro 1. They really truly are the place of bigger rocks. For now. So that's a little 20K Bexelite rock. A 32K Laranite. But that's not what we're here for, guys. Definitely not. No, thank you. Copper. We'll do Stellaron. We'll do quantanium, and that's what I'm looking for tonight. And specifically a quant rock in the 40 to 60 range. Okay, so we're getting smaller here. All right, let's move on. Out of mining mode. Back into scan mode. Thank you very much. And there's another 15K return out there that just disappeared on us. There. 60K, 59,918. That's a big rock. What do we got here? A 31K Laranite. You know, I might as well scan these while I'm here, though. I'm probably not going to take any of this stuff. Gold. Boring. More gold. More boring. All right. Keep on trucking. Ooh, let's see. What do we got out here? You guys saw the 12.8. Yeah, 1790. Okay. Nothing worth shaking a stick at there. So we have a couple of 14.4 and gems. That's my guess. Yeah. So as you guys can see, plenty of big stuff out here. No doubt about it. Okay. Looks like we got a 40K rock here. $42. The size is right, but the materials are not. You guys know what I'm chasing after. I thought I saw something pop up out that direction. Two returns actually. A 1790 and an 8650. Okay. I'm going to keep using the sun as a reference point and we'll head out this direction. But what a beautiful day it is out here. There's a 12.6. We'll go investigate. Why not? Beautiful day out of Monox. You know, I love the colors out here, the reds. Oh, what was that? I love it when those appear out of nowhere. Might as well just, since we're flying by it, might as well scan just for the heck of it. You never know. Doesn't look a bit big to me, but yeah. All right. Small. No bueno. We shall find what we're looking for. It's just a matter of time. Mining is all about patience. And even if we find it, there's no guarantee we're going to be able to take it home. I would like to start finding stuff with 20s, in the 20s, mid 20s. All right. Oh, 40K Bex Rock. $27K Laranite. I mean, this is all good stuff right here. But not what I'm looking for. Terranite, Bexlite, Laranite. All perfectly legit. Ah, there we go. 21. Let's go look at that. You guys probably think I'm crazy for passing that stuff up. Let me know. But it's not about the money for me, guys. It's about the challenge. Where did that return go? Is this it? Yep. Okay. Okay, we'll start with that one right there. We can slow down fast enough, that is. 17,000. What else do we got? 22 with materials that don't really interest me that much right now. 18 on Bex. What do we got? What do we have? Still 18. So, you know, plenty of material in here to take home. Monox is just really good for lots of material. Okay, let's keep on trucking. I was hopeful. Got a couple of gems that popped out here. All right. Here's an 18.4. Let's go check it out. Let's get some energy allocated to those thrusters, so that way I don't have to move it 5 miles an hour the whole time. All right. What do we have? Absolutely garbage. We're out of here. I'm going to scan this. Actually, we'll scan this one on the way out just for the heck of it. Yeah, so that's a small quantanium rock. We're looking at 24 SCUs. Half of that is quantanium. But I don't want to get into a volatile cargo timer with 12 SCUs of quantanium out here. So I'd rather do something. Let's find a bigger one. I'd rather crack a 40K Bexlite rock than... But if we run into another 40K Bex rock, probably won't pass it up. But I was really hoping to find a nice quantanium rock tonight. I believe from the last mining tables we had, there's a 5% chance out here. That would be gems right there, I'm sure. Let's get some speed up. Get moving here. Gain some altitude. And we got a 17 out there, so we'll run by these real quick. This one looks... $21 in Terranite. There we go. I don't think I'm going to leave that rock behind. That's a 30K. And tungsten. What else do we got here? Okay. So we're going to start the day. This is going to be a fairly easy rock for us to break right here. This is 21K Terranite, but there is a 30. That's 50 SCU, so 28% quantanium, and the rest is tungsten. So we'll go ahead and take that one home. Why not? But we're going to start with this one first. So we'll just snuggle up to this thing right here and get our nose up about 15 degrees. I could probably be just fine almost in the Hofstede with this one, but we'll bust it with the Helix. And then I'm probably going to end up bore maxing that rock over there. The quantanium rock. We'll see. Oh, one thing I do want to do though, I probably want to get into the right mode here. So let me go do that. No shields is probably a bad idea. Don't you guys think? I think so. So we'll pop into the cockpit here real quick. Oh, we did have our shields up. Okay, so I was in the right mode. Sure enough, there they are. So we had no... What is going on with the shield generator here? There we go. There we go. Okay, we had a little power management issue here that has now been resolved. And for some reason my radar is misconfigured again. There we go. All right, back up to 20 degrees nose up, almost. We're not floating around, we're not moving around. Can get a little windy out here sometimes, but nothing in comparison to Clio or Euterpe. On the microtech portion of the universe, those places are... That's a tough place to mine if you're a solo mole miner, if not impossible. Gotta be in a prospector to head out there to the frozen moons. Okay, we have shields. Okay, are we not going to get a scan out here tonight, or what's the deal? What am I supposed to guess? Come on, let's go. Yeah, I'm not getting any energy reading here. So I have no idea. Is this a bug or is this a feature? Let's back out of the mining head and let's try again. If this doesn't work, I will use the tried and true Alt F4. And hopefully it'll put us right back on top of the rock, but... Alright. Are we gonna... Well, we can't do anything if we don't have, so let's Alt F4 out. One of the hazards of playing in the PTU, you just never know what you're going to run into. And while we're waiting on that, I'm going to make sure my stream's optimized here. Calm that down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the nice thing is we should be put right back where we were, and maybe the issue will be fixed. Anybody here buy the Apollo, Medevac, or Triage? Either one. And if so, are you guys doing the... Is there actually a medical gameplay loop that you can use this ship with? All right. Are we going to... We're just not scanning tonight. Usually when you hit the rock with some power, it'll at least scan for you. But I got nothing over here at all. Very strange. Not great. And I'm getting these weird power things that are going on too to make things even worse. Let's try one of the other mining heads real quick. Actually, before we do that, let's head back to the cockpit real fast.
Systems activated. Systems on.
So there's our scan right there. And let's scan this one over here just to make sure. Yep, and there it comes. There's the scan right there. Okay. Back to the mining head. Let's see if we can get that to cooperate. Come on. Nothing. Okay, well, maybe out of luck tonight. We even Alt F4'd out. Very interesting. Very interesting. Not cooperating. Yeah, they're not registering for some reason. Well, it is definitely busted. For me, at least. And there's a nice, pretty quantanium rock right over there, too. 30K that we could have taken home tonight. And then this happens. Don't think I'm missing anything, but... And it's already scanning from the cockpit, so I don't think I need to shoot it. Well, not working. There we go. Finally. All right, let's get busy. I don't know if we can do this one with this mining head. No, we're gonna have to get into the big boy for this one. Looks like the wind might have moved us a little bit. Yeah, the wind's blowing us around on top of everything else. Interesting. Why would the other one work and this one wouldn't? Very interesting. And our displays are glitching out too on top of everything else. Well, that's probably going to be it for the PTU tonight, folks. And unfortunately, they don't have a ton of instances, so it's not like I can just log out and come into a different one. So what we'll do is we'll call it a night and head back to checkmate, and then hopefully this will self-resolve. But I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. The PTU was a little buggy for me, unfortunately, but that happens. Just don't know if that's a bug or a feature, but we'll find out. And in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. We will be streaming again about midweek. Not sure if I'll be doing it on the P2 or not. I'm going to spend some more time mining out here before we do that. But in the meantime, look at that beautiful paint. Beautiful scenery, nice clouds, good lighting effects. It's just too bad we couldn't get any rocks broken tonight. And we finally found a nice 30K quant rock. Worth taking home. But the Star Citizen universe wasn't going to have that tonight. And we'll just stop right there. So I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bed log right here, and then I'll come back in tomorrow and fly right back to Monox and see if I can reproduce this again. Hopefully I can't, but you never know. So we'll just lie down right here, and then I'll check in tomorrow. And stay tuned on the channel. We're going to keep on, there's going to be some more content coming out this week. I'm working on something for us. But I want everybody to have a great night, and thank you for joining me. And we'll see you again soon.